Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're about to embark on a seriously incredible journey. Today, we're tracking the trajectory of an organization that honestly started out on a shoestring budget, but has totally transformed into an absolute global space superpower. But we're not just here for a history lesson. We are looking squarely at the future. We're going to dive into how this skyrocketing trajectory is opening up just unprecedented career opportunities in science, tech, and engineering for the next generation. It's this fascinating blueprint of pure ambition and innovation. So let's just get right into it. From launching satellites on a limited budget to landing near the moon's south pole, ISRO has become one of the world's most respected space agencies. I want you to really think about that dramatic contrast for a second. We're talking about an agency that quite literally started from scratch, with barely any resources to speak of, and somehow vaulted itself to the absolute apex of global space exploration. That's not just some technological win, right? It's a literal masterclass in human ingenuity and perseverance. Section 1, the ISRO origin story. Okay. Let's dive into this, because to truly appreciate where India's space sector is heading and the careers it's generating, we really have to understand its foundation.
So right from the get-go, ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, wasn't founded just to, win a space race or plant a flag just for the sake of it. It was purposefully designed to harness space technology for national development. And this core mandate is absolutely crucial. It meant they had to build this incredibly dedicated domestic workforce right from scratch. We're talking engineers and visionaries whose entire focus was on how the cosmos could actually help the people back here on Earth. Every single satellite, every rocket, it was all envisioned as a practical tool to solve real-world problems.
Section 2, milestones in the cosmos. From that really grounded founding purpose, the progress escalated so rapidly. Let's take a look at the incredible milestones this agency has racked up over the decades. It's just an astonishing pace of discovery. It kicks off in 1975 with Aryabhata, which was India's very first satellite. Now, what's really interesting here is what happens as we move into the 21st century. Just look at 2008 with Chandrayaan-1. This wasn't just a quick trip to the moon. This mission fundamentally changed our understanding of the lunar surface by actually discovering water molecules. No way, right? Then jump to 2013, the Mangalyaan Mars Orbiter mission proved they could reach the Red Planet. And of course, in 2023, the historic Chandrayaan-3 mission pulled off a successful landing near the moon's super rugged South Pole, which was then followed almost immediately by the Aditya L1 solar mission. It's just this constant sequence of escalating complexity and phenomenal success.
But how did they actually pull that off? Because you can't reach Mars or the lunar South Pole without some serious hardware. At the core of it all is the PSLV, famously known as the Workhorse Launch Vehicle, which is renowned globally for just being incredibly reliable. Then you've got the heavy lifters, the GSLV and LVM-3 rockets. And developing these massive machines didn't just push scientific boundaries. It effectively created entirely new engineering career tracks in propulsion and aerodynamics right there in India. Throw in the Navik navigation satellite system, plus their history of record-breaking satellite launches, where they've deployed literally dozens of satellites in a single mission, and you see the physical assets that are turning all this ambition into reality.
Section 3, space tech in everyday life. Let's bring this back down to Earth and see how this builds into something even more impactful. Because remember, ISRO's original mandate was national development. So how does this high-level space tech actually affect you and me? Well, the impact is absolutely everywhere. The technology they launch into orbit directly supports the infrastructure of our everyday lives. We're talking highly accurate weather forecasting and disaster management systems that literally save lives during cyclones and severe storms. It empowers agriculture, too, by helping farmers monitor crop health and water resources straight from space. It runs our daily GPS and navigation, and it forms the very backbone of modern communication and remote education. When you really look at it, you realize space technology isn't just up there. It's fundamentally woven into how communities operate and thrive on the ground. Section 4, the cost-effective space giant. Now, achieving all of this is obviously impressive, but honestly, it's how ISRO achieves this that truly sets them apart on the global stage. If we impartially look at the whole landscape of global space exploration, there are definitely different models at play. You have the traditional, often very high-budget models utilized by fantastic agencies like NASA in the US, the ESA in Europe, JAXA in Japan, and the CNSA in China. But ISRO, they operate on a uniquely frugal, cost-effective engineering approach. They're achieving monumental tasks, like Mars orbiters and lunar South Pole landings, at just a fraction of the cost typically associated with those kinds of missions. And this isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's a huge testament to the sheer ingenuity and resourcefulness of their engineering talent. It's all about optimizing resources, maximizing efficiency, and innovating under some pretty tight constraints.
Section 5. The Future of Indian Space. With this incredibly efficient foundation laid down, what exactly does the future hold? Where is this cost-effective space giant pointing its rockets next?
Well, their upcoming missions are nothing short of thrilling. We've got Gaganyaan, which is going to be India's monumental leap into human spaceflight. Then there's NISR, an incredibly advanced radar satellite. We're also looking at Shukriyan, which is a mission designed to explore the crazy mysteries of Venus, alongside robust future missions heading back to the Moon and Mars. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of their ambition, right? They are absolutely not resting on their laurels. They are rapidly expanding their horizons right across the solar system.
So the crucial point is this. India's long-term space vision is no longer just about participating in the global space community. It's about establishing an expanding, permanent, and leading role in global space exploration. They are actively carving out a lasting legacy among the stars. Section 6. Launching your space career. And that brings us to the most important part of today's explainer. Because having a permanent role in space exploration requires something very specific down here on Earth. It requires people. The space frontier urgently needs the next generation of scientists and technologists. When you look at upcoming missions like the Gaganyaan human spaceflight or the Shukriyan Venus mission, I don't want you to just see cool scientific endeavors. I want you to see the ultimate job board. Seriously. These missions represent thousands of real career opportunities in engineering, data analysis, astrophysics, project management, and software development. The torch is actively being passed right now. This booming space sector is calling out for fresh minds who are ready to pursue STEM careers and push the boundaries of what is possible.
Which leaves us with one final, really powerful question to ponder today. With India's space sector booming and the global space economy expanding faster than ever before, what role will you play in the cosmos? Are you going to be the engineer designing the next workhorse rocket, the scientist analyzing water on some distant moon, or maybe the programmer writing the code that finally lands us on Venus? The frontier is wide open and the opportunity is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, keep looking up.